My name is Lena Attier. I am the Director of Business Development at RENAPS. I wanted to thank you so much for joining us today for our session on the Oracle Database Appliance, or ODA for short. This webinar is brought to you by RENAPS, a trusted Oracle partner dedicated to helping organizations simplify IT and accelerate digital transformation. We're really excited to show you how ODA can make database management simpler, boost performance, and cut costs, all while supporting your most mission-critical workloads. But before we jump in, let's start by introducing our presenters for today. Next slide. So Patrick Camus at RENAPS, he's the CEO. We have Sean Craven, RENAPS Partner, Architecture and Infrastructure Management. Miguel Palacios, Technical Project Manager and an Oracle ACE Pro, and a special guest, Shruti Sriram, an Oracle Product Manager. So, all right, now that we know who our presenters are, let's take a look at today's agenda. We'll start with a quick overview of RENAPS and how we can help modernize Oracle environments. Then we'll cover the Oracle Database Appliance, what it is and why it is so powerful. Next, we'll dive into ODA's architecture and deployment options, followed by a few real-world success stories. And then finally, we'll discuss next steps, followed by a Q&A. So please drop any questions that you might have in the chat. So now let's welcome our first speaker, Patrick Camus. Patrick, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lena. Welcome again, everyone. So on my side, presenting quickly myself and quickly the organization as well. So Patrick, I'm a president and founder at RENAPS. I do have a technical background as a DBA. Before that, a developer. So I'm glad to be here and share some insight. With regards to RENAPS, so what we do, we really help empower customers with IT solutions, empowering them with their goals. Always delivering through passion, expertise, commitment. So what we do principally, we have a managed services organization. So we help customers manage their IT infrastructures with lots of expertise around Oracle Database, Oracle WebLogic, but also the Oracle Database Appliance, Exadata, XSCC, some cloud products. So, a lot of Oracle, but we also do a lot of non-Oracle, so open source, MS SQL, for instance. And we do serve pretty much every industry. So going from healthcare, finance, governance, energy, energy and manufacturing. So we've been around since 2001. So it's been already 25 years almost. And glad to be here and presenting today. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, here we go. We're present in several countries now, about 20 countries, and helping both in terms of managing infrastructure, databases, and all of that, as well as digital transformation and modernizing environments, both in terms of application, modernization, transformation, as well as databases. So our Center of Excellence is mostly based in Canada, in Montreal. We also have a lot of presence in the US and some in Europe as well. And we are an ISO 9001 certified organization. So we're very proud to, count within RENAPS 2 of Canada's 20 Oracle ACES professionals. So that's something we're very proud of, and continue to attract and work with some of the best experts out there. So glad to be continuing with this. And our expertise is pretty much multi-platform, both in terms of infrastructure, especially database appliance, like I mentioned, but also in terms of the type of databases, such as MS SQL, Oracle, MySQL, and a PostgreSQL, of course. So I'll move on to the next slide. In terms of solution portfolio, we have our RENAPS On Demand and I promise this will be the last slide about RENAPS so we can get into the main subject. We have our RENAPS on demand, which is really an extension to our customers' Oracle and non-Oracle environments to help them support these systems. ORMIT suite. ORMIT stands for Oracle Migration Tool. It's a suite of tools that helps customers automate the migration and the conversion of several components, upgrading Oracle as well in an industrialized fashion, and move much quicker and eliminating the risks. And the Oracle compliance solution that will help customers really have a good view perception on the Oracle licensing, making sure that everything is compliant, optimized, for peace of mind around that. Everything is, of course, for the Oracle Cloud and non-Oracle clouds as well. And we also help customers with their hiring request. So that's it on my side. Well, let's move on to the presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Patrick, for sharing RENAPS value and how we support our customer. So now let's continue. All right. Continuing with the presentation, I will now start introducing the Oracle Database Appliance, as we call ODA, and share our technical and business vision from RENAPS. We will talk about our real hands-on experience supporting ODA systems for mission-critical Oracle databases and also middleware workloads. In simple terms, the Oracle ODA appliance, it's an engineer system. Created by Oracle that combines software, compute, storage, and networking in one pre-configured platform. ODA is designed to simplify deployment, administration, support for Oracle databases and applications. ODA is a strong option for small and medium organizations running mission-critical services that support key business operations. In our experience, we have observed multiple benefits for customers using ODA. Because ODA is a pre-configured and integrated system, the deployment is much simpler from the moment it arrives to your data center. All the engineering behind ODA reduces the complexity of building a mission-critical platform from scratch. So when managed correctly, ODA becomes extremely powerful. On the other side, ODA provides automated configurations from base operating system and Oracle software installations to patching cycles that help us to reduce security vulnerabilities. That's why ODA architecture is optimized to deliver strong performance, high reliability, and consistent quality of services. In the next slides, we will also explain how ODA helps optimize Oracle licensing, especially compared to other virtualized platforms such as VMware or Nutanix. And let's continue. ODA is designed to run in your data center. Whether it's your own data center or a third-party facility, this means customers maintain full control of their data and application. That's very, very important for some customers. ODA is ideal for organizations with strict compliance and security requirements This is why ODA on-premise deployments are typically the preferred choice for customers. Additionally, many of the native tools that we use by ODA are very similar to those used now in the Oracle Cloud. For that reason, this allows ODA to fit very, very well in hybrid environments. For example, using cloud for backup and recovery, or just offloading analytics to the cloud while production database runs on-premise. That's very, very powerful. When we compare ODA to a commodity server, there's no real match for that. ODA is a fully engineered system with compute, storage, and networking components designed to work in perfect synchrony. The software stack is complete: firmware, controllers, operating system, virtualization, database software. Everything is optimized for end-to-end deployment with unique goal to support your mission critical databases and applications. It also uses the Oracle Linux KVM hypervisor, which enables hard partitioning essential for Oracle licensing optimizations. That's awesome. In this slide here, you can see part of the software engineering behind ODA and the automation tools included on the ODA. It's impressive how Oracle designed this platform for mission critical workloads. As shown in the diagram, ODA includes everything: hardware, storage, KVM, Oracle Linux, Oracle Grid infrastructure, Oracle Database software. So from our perspective at RENAPS, we consistently see how reliable and optimized ODA is when properly configured and managed. Now, Sean will present some important topics, including high availability, disaster recovery, and of course, the latest updates on the new ODA X11 platform. Sean, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Miguel. Good stuff so far. Welcome, everybody. So like Miguel was saying, so with regards to the actual ODA appliance, high availability is mission critical. This is the solution for those type of workloads. Within Oracle offers an HA model, which is basically a cluster. We'll get into the diagram and the details with that in the next couple of slides. But they do offer high availability. You'll see that there's rack clustering that happens within the architecture. We have you have ASM, etc. That it's very similar to a on-prem commodity hardware rack cluster, but on steroids with substantial high availability, redundancy, etc. It also allows a certain amount, or actual, I would say, an excellent solution for disaster recovery. It's typical to have a system or systems where two ODAs are combined together. You implement DataGuard, and you're basically talking within a few minutes of outages, if planning for the patching cycles that are required for the ODAs. You can also integrate with OCI with the cloud. You can vault your backups to the cloud. You can have your standbys set up and configured for the primaries that are running on your on-prem with your ODA. There's a lot of flexibility there. There's quite a very workable hybrid solution that is offered by Oracle. And then, of course, then there's the monitoring, there's the management with the cloud control. The ODA plugin in particular for OEM works exceptionally well, and it works seamlessly with that. Okay, next. Yeah, please. Okay, so the current model that's being released right now is the X11. It's more or less just a slight improvement over the X10. Which is, the X10 in itself and the X11 are substantial performant compute and, resilient hardware. Primarily the big thing that is with the X11 models, I know, Shruti, you'll probably have different opinions on this as well, but in my personal experience, etc., the ODAs themselves, they've switched from Intel CPU chipsets to AMD, and just the amount of sheer compute power with the CPUs is substantial on these. It's fairly standard for the workloads that I've seen, taking them from an on-prem commodity hardware, whether it be AIX, VMware, etc. We move and migrate the databases, even the WebLogic and VMs into KVMs on the ODA, and the performance is substantial. The performance improvement is substantial. There's also more memory capacity on the systems as well. It's the disk speeds are the NVMe disks that are included within the ODAs are also very, very performant as well. I would say, in my opinion, best in class. So, okay, next. In this diagram, you can see the three models that Oracle offers. It gives you it actually quite fits well with various types of solutions that we've worked with clients before. You don't want to have overkill and have high redundancy, etc., high availability when the client doesn't need it. So the Oracle offers what's called an S or a small model. It's I would consider that the entry level system for Oracle workloads. It works extremely well. We have clients that use the small model as well, and it's been very, very performant. And what you can do from a virtualization, from a database install configuration that you can do it on all three of these models. So it's not that you're limited. The large is I would say substantially bigger, primarily with the amount of disk and the memory that you have inside the compute node of the ODA. You can see the numbers there. Being a DBA, it's always been memory and storage that's always been a problem. Depending upon the year, it seems to be memory, then CPU, then disk, and so these. The offerings that these ODAs have, the sizings, the capacity, etc., are very substantial. And then the granddaddy of them all is the HA model. It's basically two large models clustered together, just like it would be a 2-node rack cluster. You have a shared disk shelf that is dual connected to each of the compute nodes. Very, very similar to, it's a very good architecture to have to see failures, etc., and still with the built-in redundancy that is in the architecture of the ODAs, highly resilient. I've gone to Oracle demos of the ODA, where the guy at the front of the class, he goes out and he starts pulling, and he pulls out almost 50% of the resources, pulling out the redundant CPU, pulling out, sorry, not the CPU, but the PSU, etc., and it still performs. And we have the Oracle workload that's running on it that we can track, and very, very negligible performance impact on it. Okay, next slide. So this table just shows the specifics of each of the ODA models. Like I was saying, fairly substantial. You'll notice in the processor, it's using the AMD cores. Each of the ODA models. The small, it has 32 cores. The large, which is double, has 64 cores. And then in the HA, you would have double that because you would have the two compute nodes. Storage, you can see it's substantial as well. You can go up to, with the HA model, you can go up to 792 terabytes. And this is just in the one appliance. If it's fairly standard for clients deployments that we have, you have multiple ODAs to support their workloads, to meet their security needs, to meet their uptime needs. It's an excellent offering that these ODAs have, or bring as a solution, as a DBA. Now, the other big thing too is with the Oracle database versions. As everybody may or may not know, but 23 AI is not available to the typical standard on-prem commodity hardware solution. Not that I've aware of or have seen. The 23 AI is only offered in the cloud or on the Oracle appliances, Exadata, XSCC, or the ODAs. Now, this, if there's a need, and I have to say, 23 AI is a substantial improvement over 19C, particularly with the vector search, etc. It's like 23 AI is really, really exciting. Now, I know, Shruti, you're going to go into a slide in a bit here, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but I can't be happy enough to be able to have 23 AI running in on-prem systems. It's been working out really, really well. Now, the last line there is the virtualization, the Oracle NX KVM. Now, I'd have to say that this is probably another one of the big benefits of running Oracle type workloads on the Oracle database. I consider the ODA to be like a database system in a box, but it's much more than that. You can take the ODA and then you can build out the virtualization layer. So it's fairly typical for us to be building out either Linux or Windows operating system VMs running virtually within or on top of the ODA, and still being able to use and hard partition the CPU cores in using the CPU pools for WebLogic workloads. What Oracle does with this is a perfect solution to make sure that you match and align with your Oracle licensing, with reality, with what you're licensed for, with confidence. And I don't want to pick on VMware or Broadcom very much with this, but I got to have my little thing about them is, you just can't do that with 100% accuracy, confidence, because these are living, breathing systems within VMware, Nutanix, etc. But on the ODA, you actually physically do hard partitioning, both virtually and within on bare metal on the compute nodes on the ODAs. Okay, next.
Thank you, Sean. That was excellent information about the ODA X11 platform, which is the current generation of the ODA systems. All right. Everyone working with Oracle software understands the importance of licensing compliance. If your goal is to stay compliant, ODA with KVM is one of the best options to optimize your Oracle investment. Customers, clients can save hundreds of thousands of dollars thanks to the hard partition and capabilities, especially compared to VMware deployments, which does not have approved the hardware partitioning for Oracle licensing optimization. This means that, for example, on VMware, customers often need to license the entire physical host, resulting in higher cost than maybe necessary. So let's continue. This is why at RENAPS, we help and support customers who want to migrate Oracle workloads from, for example, from VMware or Nutanix to ODA with KVM. The first thing we usually do is a licensing compliance analysis. to demonstrate how much licensing they can optimize by moving to ODA. We already have customers running both Oracle databases and middleware, including Oracle WebLogic, fully optimized on the ODA with the right licensing approach in place. That's awesome for the client and very convenient from the investment point of view. Now I would like to introduce Shruti from the Oracle product management team. She will share the latest updates announced at Oracle AI World last October related to the Oracle Database 26 AI on the ODA. Hi, Shruti. Thank you for joining us. The space is yours.
Of course. Thanks, Miguel. And thanks for this overview. Just to reiterate everything that was said about X11, it's better performance. It's all of the latest engineering that's brought to you. And then now to talk about 26 AI, which is very exciting. And I can personally attest to how much work the engineering folks have put into all of the new features that are coming out here. There's almost over 300 new features with 26 AI. And this ranges from AI and mission critical features. And there are no new licenses or any options required. So folks can just jump straight into this 26 AI and test it out. And we believe that this is the best solution for both SMBs, small and medium businesses, and also department deployments and all these other use cases with 26 AI technology. So if we go to the next slide, I'll talk a little bit more about all of the features with 26 AI. So right now, with 26 AI, it is exclusively on engineered systems. So this is a great opportunity to get your hands on it while it's exclusively on ODA and Exadata. So I think this is a great step to take while it's exclusively here and try it out. It's also an extremely low cost platform for this on-prem solution. And we have exclusivity with the standard edition 2, SE2 on the MCM, the multi-chip module as well. So this is the exclusive platform that can run that. And all of the features of 26 AI are available in the standard edition as well. So with 26 AI, currently it is run on an app KVM when you virtualize, and then on the roadmap for next year is supporting this 26 AI functionality on the bare metal portion as well. So we have a lot of very exciting new AI features in this that we urge customers to try out, get your hands on, and a really great resource when customers are tackling this is to go over to the YouTube page we have. So we have a lot of demos, like ranging from patching an HA system, and one of them is on the AI features is creating a RAG-based chatbot with 26 AI. And how to easily do that on your ODA and under 10 minutes set up the whole AI chatbot using the 26 AI DB system. So a lot of these demos are out now on the YouTube page and will continue to come out and just show and highlight more of these features on 26 AI so that customers can just follow along and start using it themselves on the systems. And it's really powerful to see the difference of these contextual responses with RAG and just leveraging these 26 AI features to build all of these very impressive AI solutions whether that's AI fraud detection or for HR chatbots using AI, using LLM features coming out that are very exciting. So I would, if you haven't already, definitely check out the YouTube and as well as the blog, where we will post more information on like how to get started and what that looks like. We also have a blog on True Cache that is coming out as well, and what is the 26 AI True Cache look like for ODA. And then if we go to the next slide, you have a couple more things. So the latest kind of blog that's coming out in the next week or so is we've worked jointly with the OKV team to show the ODA OKV solution. This is Key Vault, and showing how you can set up your ODAS for ODAS to create a Key Vault solution. And this is jointly tested by the Oracle engineering team of OKV and ODA. So there'll be a blog coming out on that as well. And then we also have a use case of the Cerner application with ODA that's been tested, and a proof of concept has been completed as well. And so that's a very exciting thing of how ODA is being used in the healthcare space as well. And then another very interesting use case is that we worked with the Utility Networks Management System, NMS, and then using that with an ODA. So this is also completely tested, and customers are actually using and running these solutions as well. And then another blog to mention is that we are in partnership with Times10 and ODA, and we have a blog where this is being used and tested within the virtualized system, within the OKV. So that is another paper that you can find on the Oracle blogs. So there's a lot of very exciting, interesting new use cases that are coming up. And we're putting out a lot of this information in terms of demos and collateral. So I think this is a great time to get started. And while we have the exclusivity in ODA, just get your hands dirty and start using it.
Thank you very much, Rudy, for all the updates and for the great work that the Oracle engineering team is doing.
How exciting, very exciting.
Yes, yes. Now I would like to invite Sean again to walk us through to customer reference cases implemented by RENAPS. Sean, please,
Okay.
the space is yours.
Thank you very much, Rudy. Like I was saying, like how exciting what you're speaking about there, particularly 23 AI on the bare metal, etc. That to me is wow. That's going to be very, very useful for us. I just want to touch on something first before I go into this particular use case. That you can run the Oracle databases within the virtual space as well. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, but basically what it is like a virtual rack cluster within the ODA. So it's, again, it just goes to show just how powerful and how efficient, etc., that the ODA works. It just gives you so many solutions. So for example, you can have a virtual a KVM database system for production, separate or segregate it out either like from the databases themselves for the network, etc., from non-production systems. Like it's very, very powerful, and just the solutions that you could use to architect and secure your environments are just very, very good. So now jumping into the story number one. So the client was they were running on AIX LPARs. We had HACMP that was basically for high availability, etc. 11G databases, 12C databases, etc. They were in need of getting up to 19C, multi-tenancy, etc. As we all know, AIX LPARs, they're sort of a dated technology, especially when you compare it against an ODA with what an ODA offers, etc. And also ODAs, the compute nodes, they're running Linux, so you get the 0.5 licensing factor on these. With AIX, you're running a full one-to-one relationships there, so it is rather expensive to run Power 8 or AIX systems, particularly from a licensing perspective. So we worked with a client, came up with an ODA solution, two HA ODAs in multiple data centers. We migrated the databases from 11G, 12C onto the ODAs, fully implemented DataGuard between the two ODAs. We do have a very robust, I would say, uptime with these systems. There's been zero unplanned downtime on these systems. It's also, now we've been mentioning 23 AI, 26 AI now from Shruti. What's key is as a launch to get into 23 AI, it's going to be mandatory to be at 19C. So there's a big drive to be, and 19C is the only certified or supported version of Oracle Database. Well, 23 AI and 19C is. So any 12s or 11s that you have, or 10s, we also have clients that were supporting 10s, that you do need to get to 19C first. So that was a very big deliverable to get them into the 19C. We with the HAs, with the HA model, it gives you full HA high availability between the ODA itself. You have compute node 1, compute node 2. You can, in this case, the client's using single instances. So with the ODA, it gives you the ability to move your databases with just a simple ODA CLI command to move it from compute node 1 to node 2 and back and forth. And then again, like I was mentioning before, leveraging DataGuard in your ODA solutions is very, very beneficial. It gives you the ability to, particularly when it comes to patching, you can take all the workloads that are running on one ODA, you can switch everything over to the second or third ODA, and then that gives you exclusive access to perform your patching on the ODA. Because the one thing with Oracle, the Oracle ODA patching is it is disruptive. It's not seamless like you would have with OCI, autonomous database moving within the regions. So it's implementing DataGuard is I highly recommend as a architectural solution. Okay, next slide. Thank you. So with this client, they were a VMware client. Now, again, we've been sort of touching on this before. It's one of the biggest challenges right now is for clients with Oracle licensing to actually have or solution hardware, commodity hardware, to build out VMware farms or clusters. Because when it comes to Oracle licensing, Oracle, I don't want to pick on Oracle here. I think Oracle's really, really good. But when it comes to licensing and how Oracle basically comes out and says they don't support running anything in a virtual landscape except for on their appliances, which makes sense because it's you can have your VMware like in this particular instance. There was a misunderstanding, and you have your VMware infrastructure that's supporting you have your ESX hosts all clustered together, and you go and you spin up your VMs, you install Oracle Database, etc., and for each of those VMs you assign, say, two CPU licenses to match your Oracle licensing. But if you have two, let's say, Dell blades with 24 cores each, technically then you have to be licensed for 48 cores, not 2. And you can't go and pull CPUs because we've been given a lot of challenges. Patrick and I in particular, we've worked with clients before, and it's very interesting how clients try and solution, and I get it, how they're trying to come up with solutions with what they have to match their Oracle licensing, and it is a really, really big challenge. So you can't go into the BIOS and turn off some CPUs. Oracle doesn't see it that way. Realistically, what they do is they just ask for what the motherboard number is. I know there's more to it than this, but in my experience, they just ask you for the motherboard number, and that's pretty much what you have to match your licensing to. And then you take and add those all up that make up your VMware infrastructure, and it's that's what you're going to need to be licensed for. So that's where the challenge is, because you have growth, you have things, these are living, breathing systems. You have storages that's attached to these. And technically, as from Oracle licensing again, it's, you got to treat these as one big system that must then match your Oracle licensing. Okay, solution to that, ODA, hard partitioning of the CPUs using CPU pools, etc. So solution. So in this case, we were moving 12C, 18C databases from VMware infrastructure. They didn't have high availability at that time or disaster recovery. We did, based on their use case, HA and DR was a business requirement, but with their VMware, they couldn't financially solution it. And so where in this case, it's 3 ODAs, 3 HA ODAs to solution their workloads and to be able to do it from a cost effective perspective. So with the solution that we gave them, we migrated them, upgraded them to 19C multi-tenant. We introduced and architected for high availability. And of course, we then implemented full data guard on all the systems. And that gave us our disaster recovery, our DR. We did have some challenges on the existing VMware. But again, the ODA stepped up here because you do have the ability to have middleware, like Miguel was mentioning. You can have VMs, virtual machines running on top of the ODA. You can have JBoss, Tomcat. You can have third-party software applications running. And it doesn't matter what the operating system is. If you have the ISO, you can go and spin up a VM on the ODA with that ISO, and it's been working out extremely well. So in this case, we had to move some ETL application workflows, and we had to locate them on the ODA. And again, I have to say, okay, yes, we gave them HR, yes, we gave them DR. We simplified their architecture management from I can't honestly remember exactly how many servers that they had within their VMware infrastructure, but we simplified it by going to 3 ODAs, and particularly from the I would say the database management system as well. I don't want to go too much into it, but introducing 19C multi-tenancy, it really simplifies the Oracle workloads. The performance within the database is just 19C multi-tenant that it gives you versus say over 11G, 12C, etc. Again, the performance improvement on these systems were like was I don't want to say phenomenal, but was substantial. It was really, really noticeable with these systems, how much their overnight reports took, their month end, their quarter end reports, their ETLs, the performance that was noticed by the application teams was significant. Okay.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay.
Those were very interesting cases with clear and wonderful results. Okay, so we are now approaching to the final part of the webinar. Lina will now share with us some important details. Lina, please go ahead.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Miguel. So first of all, I just want to thank you to a big thank you to all of our presenters. Before we jump into next steps and open up the Q&A, just wanted to provide you with some services that RENAPS has to offer around ODA. So first, when it comes to ODA deployment and migration, we have experts to make sure that that transition is seamless with minimal downtime, minimal disruption, and really a strategy tailored to your specific environment. We also provide a managed services offering for your Oracle databases, middleware, and servers. So everything from proactive monitoring to performance tuning, whatever you need to have your systems run smoothly. And then finally, our long-term support and licensing consulting will help you get the most value from your Oracle investments, making sure that your strategy stays aligned with your business goals. So next slide. Right. So in terms of next step, until the end of November, we're actually offering a free 1-hour session with our ODA architects and Oracle licensing experts. This is limited to 1 session per company and must be booked by the end of November. So November 29th is the last business day. So it's really a great opportunity to discuss your specific database needs and challenges. And secondly, you can engage with our experts to get solutions tailored to your business goals, making sure ODA delivers maximum value to your organization. If this is of interest, either one, please reach out to us at info@renaps.com and we can get that scheduled for you. Okay, and then now we're, I think this is the end. So we're going to go to our Q&A. We're going to open up the chat. If you do have any questions, please drop them in the chat right now. I do see we do have one question, so I can read that and we can have you folks answer. So is the ODA come with the platinum support like the Exadata? Can one of our panels reply to that?
Trudy, did you want to answer that by chance, please?
Oh, I believe you're muted.
Oh, sorry. Could you repeat the question out again? I wasn't able to.
Yeah, no problem. Does the ODA come with the platinum support like Exadata?
I believe ODA does the same leveling of support as Exadata, so I don't think that there is like platinum support in the same scale as Exadata.
Yes, when you this is Paul. You know, I'm also in the product management team. When you purchase an ODA, there are 2 parts to it: hardware and the software, and they all come with the premium support, not the platinum support. You can hear me, all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the chat, there is another questions, comments from Joy.
Mm-hmm.
It says in an ODA HA environment, when rack GC latency or events like GC block loss occur, it's not easy to apply low-level kernel tuning such as NUMA _ balancing equals 0. This is a very technical questions.
I would have to say, I'm just rereading the question here twice. It's a good question. So for the global cache within the rack clustering of the ODA, let's assume you're talking about a 2-node and HA model, because on the small and the large you just have the single node. So yes, you have rack, but really you shouldn't be seeing global caching issues. Honestly, when we do see, or if we were to see something like this, we would look at and use our expertise. At the end of the day, like it is a rack cluster. You are using Oracle finely tuned hardware. We have to have respect for the ODAs themselves, where you can't go and just bolt things on. You can't go in and deinstall things just because. You know, you have to be very careful with how you treat these with these appliances. Pretty much the way we treat it, if we're, because even Oracle says you shouldn't be installing, it's not recommended, or they don't support installing third-party software such as like, say Commvault or V. We still do it. You need to have that type of software that's on there. The solution is you just deinstall the software. Worst case scenario, when it comes to patching, because that's where the problem is typically. You deinstall the software, reinstall the software after the ODA patching. Now, as far as working with in my experience in working with the interconnect with the network, it's been relatively successful with what we could do. But at the end of the day, what I prefer as best practice is we put it, the clients are paying for support from Oracle support, when it comes to things like that, we would then also rely on Oracle support. It's, at times it goes up to the third level to the back end engineers. And I don't think you're going to find anybody better to help you solution that, whether it is solutionable or how to solution that. So it doesn't typically come to that, but we have on a rare occasion where we've had to do that. So.
Thank you, Sean.
So,
Sean, there's a couple other questions. We have one, is there a recent cost comparison of ODA versus commodity hardware using the same specs? So I would imagine for this question, I believe it was Andrew, this would be, this is where maybe the 1 hour complimentary session would bring value, is to do that type of comparison in that format.
But I have to say that's not quite the full question, because
Sure.
you do need to take licensing into consideration. And this often happens where you go and you solution something, but you have to take the Oracle, what you're licensed for, into the solution, because you can only architect or solution the system based on your licensing.
Yeah.
And
This
just
is-
to add one more
Yeah.
thing of commodity hardware versus ODA. I think commodity hardware solutions can be really fragile and risky, and there's a lot of other things that come with that. So I think there's like a really great comparison chart that we have of how ODA stacks against commodity hardware that I can share. But I think you'll find it's like a really different experience where ODA has a lot more engineered within it in comparison.
Yeah, but yeah, this is Paul again. We have done some analysis comparing, similarly configured, right? Same amount of storage, memory, and CPU cores, and the ODA prices is, we have that somewhere, and we can provide that and find it. And the bottom line is that the results is ODA hardware price is very competitive, but by far the benefits for our customer is that with the ODA, you could do the Oracle license capacity on demand. So you can, even though, let's say if you start out with 32 cores, like a small system, that you can just license 2 cores out of the 32 cores. Whereas if you buy the equivalent hardware from Dell or HP, you have to license all the cores, right? Because ODA is the only system that Oracle allow you to do that, to do sub capacity on demand license on the Oracle license. So sometimes the Oracle license saving itself would far outweigh would more than pay for the hardware itself, if that makes any sense. Just because the Oracle database license instead of if you get a Dell system, you have to license 32 cores, whereas ODA you just have to license 2 core Oracle Enterprise Edition, and the cost saving license itself is more than pay for the hardware itself.
Right, agreed with Paul. Like pay as you grow, and then more than pays for the hardware.
And that's been a very common challenge that we've had with our clients. Like I was mentioning within VMware, because you're taking commodity hardware, it's not as common as it used to be, is to build out your database systems just on the bare metal, the compute node of the Dell or the HP, etc. And like Paul was saying, if you're licensed, it's not that common that you have 32, 64, 128 core licensing, because you have to go in and purchase that hardware to match what your licensing is, because you can't take an existing piece of hardware. Like I was saying, you have to basically, Oracle License Management Services, they're going to just basically want the model number on your motherboard, and that's what you have to license to, no matter what you do to it. Like I was saying, we've had clients where they tried to pull the cores, etc. Where it's just that's a logistical nightmare versus like Paul was saying, you can just hard partition your cores on the ODA to match, and it's the minimum is 2, and so that's one core license from Oracle, because you're running it on Linux, so you get the 0.5. So,
yeah, and on bare metal, you can also shut off the cores. We have command that does that.
Yes. very, very powerful with what you can do. Like I was saying earlier, this honestly is really the only true solution to match Oracle licensing with physical reality hardware.
Okay, great. I think there's an additional question similar to that. It's asking, is the ODA's pricing transparent and simple, like buying a commodity hardware, or is it an engineered solution?
I believe the hardware price is publicly available listed, kind of like our engineer system price. So it's pretty transparent, and the licensing of the software, the Oracle Database license, and all the options, again, I believe they're all published too. So it's very transparent.
I see one more questions in the QA section. This from Bofo Pormarides. What do you think about what said by an expert? I'm not sure that ODA X11HA still makes sense today compared to Exadata Cloud at Customer.
I'll let you answer, Paul.
Sure. I mean, to us, it's a complementary product, right? And we always think of ODA as a self-contained, very simple to deploy and maintain on-prem system. And XSCC, it's that's a cloud version where you're committing some, some number of years of renting, right? So it's in terms of capabilities, let's put it this way. Pretty much we've done a report on all the largest ODA customers. They all have Exadatas, right? So it's a nice complementary solution of, you have certain needs for large, scalable, very high performance systems. You put it on your database workload on that. And for smaller, less critical applications or small databases, then, Exadata is too big, right? So they do. So we have many customers that have CC on-prem systems and ODAs, right? So we have many customers that do that. So it's not an either or. It's a what's the right solution for our customer.
Yeah, and just to add what Paul is saying, we went over a bunch of different use cases of how ODAs can be used, like with OKV or Cerner. And I think there's just certain situations that make sense to customers to use it. And I think you'll find that they are complementary solutions with XSCC and ODA, where it makes more sense for customers to use it in specific situations. So I think it's determining which makes sense and what the customer need is for the ODA.
Yeah, and to just expand on that, so that's where RENAPS comes in, where we can help you solution this, and that's what Lena was mentioning, where we come in and we work with the client, we analyze the workloads that are currently that are deployed, and then this is an ODA session. I've worked a lot. There's a lot of team members at RENAPS have worked very extensively with XSCCs as well. It is a slightly different licensing model. You buy credits, etc. But if that's a good solution for the client, then we actually, we entertain that. We factor that into the solution as well.
That's correct.
Okay.
Well,
I don't see any other questions. So if there's nothing further, on behalf of Oracle and the RENAPS team, we want to thank you so much for your attendance and your questions. Again, if anybody has any questions, comments, would like to book their 1 hour free session, please reach out to us at info@renaps.com. And with that, we conclude the webinar today. Thank you, everybody.